Famous Richard was talking crazy on social media and acting like nobody could touch him, and that's how he almost ended up dying from a headshot. NLMB has a lot of shooters in Chicago, but Famous Richard ended up getting shot in New York after a fake Instagram page set him up. It's not clear exactly how it went down, but Famous Richard allegedly got set up by a woman on IG and got ambushed by a shooter. Famous Richard had been putting a huge target on his back with all the dissing, but getting shot in the head still didn't make him switch up how he was moving. Instead of staying out of the way and recovering, Famous Richard hopped straight back on social media after the shooting. He didn't have to stay in the hospital very long because it was just a graze. And Famous Richard did the ops again when he got released.
Man, it's a lot of funny shit going on today. I'm talking about early. It's 7 in the morning. Everything funny. Happy Father's Day. Because I am dropping this video today, so to all my fathers out there, man, happy Father's Day to you, man. Hope you have a good day. Hope somebody buy you some cologne, a pair of drawers, a button down, you know what I'm saying? Something nice, you feel? Something nice.
Followers didn't know is that Famous Richard had deadly ties to the streets. And today we're breaking down the brutal story behind why he got shot in the head and is facing 15 years in the feds. Famous Richard is known for going viral in New York. He actually came up in Chicago and has ties to a BD set called Buff City. And before he started making videos for social media, Famous Richard was trying to become a drill rapper in Chicago. Eventually he moved to New Jersey, but Famous Richard still dissed the ops in Chicago on tracks like Spinning Through when he rapped, "Go, I'm smoking on cess, can't forget about Neat. A lot of niggas got left in the street, we fucking them up, got them begging for peace. Moving silence whenever I creep. And, bitch, I'm from the rack, I be dropping the G's. Hands up, make a bitch nigga freeze. Fucking them up, putting niggas on T's." Famous Richard wasn't making a lot of noise in the rap game though, so he started doing comedy on social media instead. But Famous Richard wasn't just cracking jokes, and he started going viral by recording himself trying to steal guns from cops.
You the real police?
Yeah, I hope so.
That's a real Glock on your hip?
I hope so. But what's up? You okay?
Let me hold that.
No, what you want to hold up for? No.
Yo, Glock? Cuz that motherfucker excite me, on King.
Don't do that. Don't try to touch it though.
I can't touch your gun?
No.
Why not?
Stop.
Famous Richard was going all over New York and pressing cops for their guns.
That's real?
It is real, yes.
Can I hold it?
Absolutely not. Don't touch it.
Why not?
Put your hands down. Don't do that. Take 2 steps away. Do not get any closer.
I can't touch it?
Absolutely not.
It was a bad look for the police to be getting clowned like that. And eventually the NYPD put out a notice to all the cops to watch out for Famous Richard. Famous Richard had already been arrested 12 times by that point, including 3 gun charges. The cops already hated him. But then Famous Richard made the situation even worse for himself, threatened the whole police force. Famous Richard said he wasn't ducking any smoke with the cops and said he'd be strapped up if they wanted to try him.
I'm not ducking no smoke, shorty. They talking about NYPD looking for me. On King David, get up with me, shorty. On BD, get up with me. And I'ma keep that thing with me.
Then Famous Richard went on No Jumper and called out the whole NYPD again. He said that cops in New York are soft and he would never try to take a cop's gun in Chicago.
They soft as hell though, for like, you walk up, disarm one of their ass, they gonna have to help, they gonna have to call 762, like backup. But like in Iraq, I ain't do that shit in Chicago. I ain't gonna let motherfucker die in Chicago trying to do that, you know?
Facts, you'll fuck around and die here trying to do that.
BD felt like you can't do that. I can't even walk on feet.
The cops wanted to put Famous Richard behind bars, and that's exactly what they did a few weeks later.
Jail 40 times and say, you know, I'm gonna pick a fight with the police.
The cops showed up and told him to stop
locking me up too many times.
Famous Richard didn't spend long in jail, but then the cops started clowning him in the street because he was allegedly crying in his cell when he got booked.
When I was crying in the cell, shorty.
You got caught.
Where I get caught at?
Where'd you get caught at? Bro, you got set up, bro.
By who?
You were going to do a collab and our sergeant collared you. And then you were crying that you were broke because you got your phone taken.
Oh, can't you so goof ass on for? I ain't even gonna take the pipe this time. I'm gonna let you slide. On BD, you lying though. You lying.
Famous Richard said the cops were capping about the story, but apparently the whole police force heard about it because they were all clowning him.
What's up, son? You were crying in the cells last week, right?
I was what?
You were crying in the cell.
Oh, King, who told you that?
I saw you, bro.
Man, I wasn't crying in no cell. Hey, what I'm saying though, I was crying in the cell.
You were crying in the cells, my guy.
On BD, I wasn't crying in no cell. So stop lying on my name. Y'all got everybody on TikTok think I was really crying, folks.
Famous Richard wasn't just messing with the cops though, and he ended up getting booked on a robbery charge just a few months later. According to reports, Famous Richard got into an argument with someone who worked at a smoke shop and flashed his gun at them. The police put out a warrant on Famous Richard, and they busted him on the street while he was trying to shoot a new video. Famous Richard didn't let the arrest stop him from making new content though, and he posted the whole thing on social media. Famous Richard was going in and out of jail like crazy, And in July 2024, he got booked again for allegedly upping his strap at someone. There's a chance Famous Richard wouldn't have gotten arrested for the situation, but the cops were watching his social media pages too and arrested him after he posted a video where he was dancing with a gun that had an extended clip. Famous Richard was putting himself in dumb situations and getting booked for it, but at the same time, he took a massive loss in the streets. Famous Richard is allegedly affiliated with the BDs from Buff City and Chicago, but his older brother Lil Josh repped a GD set called Paxtown. Lil Josh was brutally killed in 2024. And rumors say that one of his own homies took him out. It's a wild story though, and it all started back in 2019. According to rumors, Lil Josh backdoored his homie Boss Block, aka D Block, in May 2019. Boss Block and Lil Josh both rep Paxtown and were always tight. But some people claim that Lil Josh took Boss Block out because they were both fighting an attempted murder case. Back in 2014, Lil Josh and Boss Block allegedly slid on the ops and hit up a dude on the 7100 block of South Cyril Avenue. The dude survived, but the case was allegedly still open when Boss Block was murdered. A lot of people thought Lil Josh snaked Boss Block, but right before he died, Lil Josh dropped the track Bio Part 2 and rapped, "Niggas wicked with the cover-ups. Threw my name in the mix over a bitch. They say I killed my friend. But all the real members know the real. We still locked in." It's not clear what really went down with Boss Block, but it allegedly sparked some wild internal beef in Paxtown, and members started killing each other like crazy. After Boss Block got murdered, another Paxtown affiliate named Nasty was shot and killed.
What if it was the bitch that mixed up the words and shit? See, I gotta watch out for these females.
NLMB, even though they're beefing right now, and Paxtown allegedly used the ops to kill one of their own members in 2022. According to rumors, a dude from Paxtown named Lil Don got killed by NLMB, but someone in Paxtown is the one who dropped his location to NLMB. Lil Josh was killed in June 2024, and rumors say J-Ski and Lil Chris were the ones who pulled the trigger. Lil Chris got hit up right after the Lil Josh murder and almost died. And then a few weeks after that, J-Ski was allegedly backdoored by other dudes in Paxtown to clap back for Lil Josh, and there were some Paxtown affiliates dissing J-Ski on IG after he died. Famous Richard had been out of Chicago for a while, but after his brother got killed, he hopped on Facebook and said he wasn't leaving the city until somebody died. Some NLMB dudes were dissing Lil Josh after he got killed, and Famous Richard started clapping back at them. Lil Josh allegedly backdoored his homie and ended up getting killed by his own crew. And what makes the situation even crazier is that Famous Richard had dropped the track Blood Spillers right before Lil Josh died and rapped, "Hey, if you got a back door, you don't know what you doing. Just cause you'll kill, don't make you a killer. It be the niggas you think gon' slide when shit hit the fan. They blood spillers. I got a cousin that killed my cousin. I'ma beat that case, then I'm getting up with him. By that crib, we finna go hunting. Can't trust a snake, they filled with venom." It's also weird because Famous Richard's brother Lil Josh was a GD, and Famous Richard reps the beatings. A lot of dudes in Chicago beef with their own family members because of gang politics. But Famous Richard always showed love to Lil Josh and wanted to get back for him. But at the same time, Famous Richard hated the GDs, and on the track BDN anthem, he rapped, "I ain't never pick up a rake, I just blew my leaves away. Bitch, I'm BD till I die, this shit in my DNA. Your mama was a BD, your dad was a BD, your grandma was a BD, so why the fuck you GD?" Famous Richard was talking crazy on social media and acting like nobody could touch him, and that's how he almost ended up dying from a headshot. NLMB has a lot of shooters in Chicago, but Famous Richard ended up getting shot in New York after a fake Instagram page set him up. It's not clear exactly how it went down, but Famous Richard allegedly got set up by a woman on IG and got ambushed by a shooter. Famous Richard had been putting a huge target on his back with all the dissing, but getting shot in the head still didn't make him switch up how he was moving. Instead of staying out of the way and recovering, Famous Richard hopped straight back on social media after the shooting. He didn't have to stay in the hospital very long because it was just the grades. And Famous Richard dissed the ops again when he got released. A rapper from New York named Gino Rax aired Famous Richard out and said he ratted about the shooting situation. Then Gino Rax shared some DMs where he was going back and forth with Famous Richard.
I ain't allowed with your social status, bro. Why is you linking up with random Instagram pages?
Nobody actually grazed him with a bullet. Famous Richard had already told everyone he got shot right after it went down though, and there was a police report about the shooting. Getting head tapped is bad enough, but that was just the beginning of Famous Richard's downfall. Just a few weeks after he got shot in the head, the feds booked Famous Richard for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. According to the report, back in July 2024, the cops raided Famous Richard's crib and found a loaded Beretta M9 with a scratched-off serial number and an extended magazine. It was the same case that Famous Richard had already been booked for and bonded out on, but at first it was a state case and then the feds took over. Now he's facing 15 years in prison and a $250K fine if he gets convicted. After the feds booked Famous Richard, someone used his IG page and asked for someone to get him a federal lawyer. And according to Famous Richard, he's being abused by the guards while they're holding him in jail. He claimed that he was assaulted by a guard and said, "Please help me. This is a cry out for help." Famous Richard also said they're denying his visits and he can't even meet with his public defender. Apparently, Famous Richard can't even afford to pay a lawyer, and he dissed everyone for not supporting him after he got booked. Famous Richard was begging everyone for money and said he needed to get a pardon from Donald Trump. Famous Richard even drug NBA YoungBoy into the drama and started throwing dirt on his name. Famous Richard said YoungBoy definitely snitched in his own Fed case and even claimed that YoungBoy is the reason that Lil Durk got booked for allegedly ordering a hit on Quando Rondo. This isn't the first time that Famous Richard.
Bro, this sounds like a badass little kid
while he was still
who don't
free,
want to listen to nobody. And then when they finally get in trouble, now you need everybody. You don't get no help. Now you just want to spaz on everybody.
Famous Richard also dropped a diss track on Quando and raps, "I'm from the rack. I bleed different. I'll give your ass the belt. Harry Potter with the switch. I'll tap it once and watch you melt. You can't even come outside. You might as well barbecue yourself. You just lost your hood respect. Your bitch ass cried in front of 12. Famous Richard blew up for making comedy videos, but at the same time, he was running all over New York committing real crimes. He even pressed random civilians who were trying to eat, and one time, Famous Richard beat up an innocent 18-year-old on camera just to get some more clout. And what makes the situation even worse for Famous Richard now is that all the cops hate him.
What makes the situation worse is I'm done with this goddamn video. Cause dude ass is a certified goofy. I ain't gonna bap. I never really watched his videos. I seen a few of them, that's how I know him, but I never watched bro videos. If you a fan of him, you probably a goofy too if you thought that shit was funny. But mindful. What I was finna say, one, you cannot trust these females on the block. That's why on the block, they say you supposed to do what you do with these bitches and not supposed to love them because you and your mans and three mans and a whole block fucking on the same joint, and then two of y'all fall in love. Now one nigga telling her how he really feel about that dude, and then but she still picking and choosing. So whoever she like more, she gonna go back and tell whoever she like more what the nigga just said, and now it's beef on the block. Now it's bad blood on the block. You feel me? And he retarded because he retarded for a lot of reasons. Let's not even just single him out. It's a lot of reasons why this man is slow. I ain't gonna lie. What you thought was gonna happen? You dissing the police. You doing all this to the police. Fuck the mind. You terrorizing the police on the internet. And you thought they was gonna spare you once you got behind the bars? They couldn't wait to lock your ass up. They couldn't wait. What you mean? They abusing you. Duh. You thought you weren't gonna have to defend yourself? Bro, you already been locked up 40 million times. At what point did you think this shit was gonna get better if you didn't stop? I don't know. Then you up here worried about the police having TikTok thinking you was crying in jail. Okay, so from what I see, that's more exposure. That's clips. You just clip for them. They clip for them for you. They just brought more views, like, you know what I'm saying? But you really feeling some type of way about folks thinking like, you know, that's how you let their image like take over your reality. And then now he really feeling some type of way. But like in reality, actual reality, shouldn't care for real. All it is extra publicity. But how long you thought you was gonna be able to continue to sit here and do the same thing? And then in the same city, you stayed in New York. You ain't try to go nowhere else. You ain't try to hop on nobody's stream. You ain't try to do nothing. Then you ain't got no money. So you doing all this for what, free? Did you not get paid for none of these skits? Man, bro, that's a lot going on. Like I said, it's a lot of reasons that mine's slow. You feel me? We just gonna hope for the best for young Buck. 15 years, crazy though. $250,000 bond. We're gonna see how that go. Somebody let me know when his trial is.